there was supposed to have been a ceasefire that went into effect at 9 o'clock Israel time last night. It is now, I think, about 4:27 a.m. It's actually, yeah, about 4:24, 4:27. So it's 4:27. I haven't refreshed this page. 4:27 a.m. in Israel. And the headline right now here in the Jerusalem Post, no ceasefire yet as Israel kills another Islamic Jihad commander. What's the latest you're hearing in Israel tonight?
Well, you're correct. They keep trying to. They're hoping for a ceasefire, but it's not happening. And I think the reason is neither side trusts that the other one's going to stop firing. For example, in Israel, some reports say over the last 72 hours, 350 missiles. That's the low estimate to 400. So you can imagine if you have someone not even outside your country. We've got people just in the southern part of Israel, in Gaza, and they're launching these rockets. And then when Israel fires back, and they do, matter of fact, let's just say there's 400 to give you a rough idea. Okay, of the 400, roughly a fourth of them land in the area of Gaza itself. That's how pathetic the rocket launchers are. Another over half of them have been intercepted by the Iron Dome. But unfortunately today, some did land in Tel Aviv. No Israelis were killed, but Israel has warned them that if they continue to shoot rockets and missiles, they're going to fire back. They did. And so they've killed 3 Palestinian leaders, of which of course, they denied that they were hiding, but
and now they've killed a 4th. I don't know if you've heard, they've now killed a 4th.
That's right.
Look at this right here.
They killed a 4th.
Look at this. I mean, this right here ought to send their blood running cold, because apparently this Islamic jihadist, he was in this apartment building, and notice it looks like they targeted his apartment building down to a matter of feet. I mean, wow. He was sitting there in his bed, you know, or in a chair having his morning tea or whatever he was doing at that time of day, and man alive, look at the precision. If that was his apartment, and I'm betting you dollars it was, based on the article I'm reading right now, that shows you the precision they have.
Yeah, these guys are experts, and that's okay. First of all, they're on the side of justice. There's no one that can say you can take 400 rockets and not fire back. You got to stop them. And the second thing is, isn't it amazing that, of course, the Palestinians are saying they killed 5 women and 5 children, but the potential when you shoot 400 rockets is to kill dozens, hundreds, thousands of Israelis. And so they're only firing back. Isn't it interesting that the United Nations that condemns Russia for firing rockets in the Ukraine doesn't condemn the PLO for rockets coming out of Gaza? It just shows you how different the standard is. Another thing that I think is worth noting is that I'm reading the Iranian news release, and the Iranian news release, they're saying this, that Israel and the U.S. are on the verge of collapsing. Okay, now that just shows you how they lie to their people, because Israel's not on the verge of collapsing, and the United States is not on the verge of collapsing, but Iran is trying to build a case. You see, they would love nothing better than to have a way, an excuse for them to throw a nuclear weapon at Israel, and so they can build a case that Israel's at fault, or if Israel's toppling, and this would turn the case. They want to do that. We need to understand that what we're seeing is people are lying about who's launching the rockets. We need to also see the fact that they're doing it in self-protection. I don't blame them. I would be disappointed if they didn't fire back when you get 400 missiles shot at you.
Well, you got to look at this. Jerusalem Post reporting 4 direct rockets hit on southern Israel homes, no injuries reported. Well, thank the Lord for that, right? But I mean, this could have killed people there. I mean, at some point, Israel has got to quit. They've got to quit playing it so soft. I was talking with Aaron today, and I was pretty hot under the collar a few weeks ago about Benjamin Netanyahu being, bloviating so much, even back at the UN years ago with his red line, and now we've got uranium enough for 5 nuclear weapons. You know, I have friends like the late Jimmy DeYoung who met with him, who told him when he was interviewing him he would never allow Iran to acquire this, and yet he has. And Aaron said he has sources in Israel that tell them that while he goes out and talks so big and tough, and his a lot of the people on his staff and his committees and boards inside his administration want to move forward, inside his government want to go ahead and move forward, he's the one pulling the reins and holding them back. So in public, he's talking tough. Behind the scenes, he's wimping out. I mean, he needs to take care of business and clean this up, because I know that's easy for me to sit here and say, but I've discussed this with several people off the air. He could do a lot of damage to Hamas and all of these guys and Iran. He could do a lot of damage to them, a lot of pain on them, instead of these surgical strikes over and over and over. They're not for killing innocent people, and I'm not either. But at some point, they know who these people are. They know where they're at. They know where a big bunch of them are, and they could rain holy heck down on them. Could they not?
Yeah, they could. And you know, they're very good. I remember a few years ago talking to my friends in Israel, and they said that as they looked into Damascus, they knew what the commander had for breakfast.
Yes.
And they said they could lay a bomb in the wastebasket beside his desk. Well, the building you just shows that they do know where these leaders are, and they only fire there. I mean, these guys hide in apartment buildings.
Look at the targeted precision in that screenshot there. I mean, you know that was his top apartment, right? It wasn't the.
Yeah.
I bet you it wasn't the first, second, or third floor. I bet you it was that top window, like you said. They could put it into the trash can next to his desk if they wanted.
So they're trying to be careful, but you're right. There comes a time when you have to say the lives of our citizens are more valuable than the lives of our enemy, who could care less about our citizens. Their main job is to protect their citizens.
That's right.
And you know what? I wish that was the feeling of the United States, because I'm looking at what's taking place on the southern border. The terrorists that are inside the border of Israel, launching rockets inside of Israel, really, that's what we may be facing very soon, because the terrorists they come across, they're not going to care for us any more than these terrorists care for the Israelis. And so it's something that as a country we got to be prepared for, and it's not a healthy thing for us.
No, it's not. All right, BibleTipNow.org, BibleTipNow.org.